So if you enjoy this video and want to see more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by clicking on the PayPal link in the description box. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Also, leave us a thumbs up. It helps us get more views.
The most important point I can make right now about President Trump's giant victory for America and for the world and for peace with the North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un suing for peace, reaching out and saying, I want to meet face-to-face with President Trump. The big takeaway here is when those top government envoys and the South Korean intelligence chief met with Kim Jong-un last week for 4 hours at dinner, I have it from high-level sources that they laid out the proposals for the North if they denuclearize and actually stop their militaristic activities, and the South also offered a plan to begin a 10-year program of reunification. But the Communist Party basically has to stand down and then fade out and just become robber barons over the incredible wealth, but their people won't be starving to death anyways. But it is a transfer, a segue, a stepping stone out of the most abject, hellish place in not just modern history, but in world history, many analysts believe. So here's the statement. Kim Jong-un has already tacitly agreed to the terms of the Trump meeting. Trump's not going to go to that meeting without getting an agreement and without having it be ironclad. He's not going to go there and not have the victory. Okay, so I'm going to explain this. The meeting already happened last week after all the diplomatic and military pressure, and you heard it here first. You'll guarantee a month or so after this happens, it's going to come out that Trump already has the agreement. Now, does that mean Kim Jong-un might not try to back out or do something? Who knows? But this is a big day, ladies and gentlemen. The truth is the Clintons and others gave them the reactors, gave them the missile secrets to build them up as a threat, working with China. The globalists have been allied with China against America, playing a double game. Trump is ending that double game, just like he went to Saudi Arabia and said, you're not going to fund ISIS anymore. You're not going to fund Al-Qaeda, and you're going to free women. And they rolled over because the U.S. and Britain had put the Saudis in power, Britain particularly, and then the U.S. took that rollover in the 50s. Goes back to Lawrence of Arabia. So we're the boss. We had evil people in control, basically funding radical Islam and protecting it and letting it do what it did. Trump's a pragmatist. He said, this is all over. That's why you've seen North Korea begin to roll over. That's why you're seeing the Saudis roll over. That's why you're seeing all of this happen, because this is a plan that's about prosperity and about a future, not a plan that's about endless war and globalism. And it doesn't mean we're not going to have a giant defense budget. It doesn't mean that all that stuff's going to go away. The point is that this is the future you're seeing being attempted right here, and it is a big, big deal. And so you have the CNN hosts and many others saying, Aaron Burnett and others saying, if Trump can get this done, he'll be the greatest president ever. Here's that clip.
All right. Well, thanks very much to all of you. Just an extraordinary evening and, of course, opening the door to the big question. If President Trump can truly solve this problem, that would be going down as a great president. And there's no way around that. That is the reality here. Thank you all.
So going down as a great president, one of the other quotes by one of the others is greatest president. There's a bunch of the clips on Infowars.com. They can't stand it. They don't know what to do. And because they've been managing the U.S., that was over 50% of the global gross domestic product in 1965, and now is less than 30%, and it's dwindling very, very fast because it was all sold off to special interests who didn't produce it, who didn't develop it, but who were set up as viceroys, as little robber baron colonies in third world areas, not to boost global productivity or boost actual wages or boost technology, but to loot and consolidate and control and turn the world into a bunch of vassal renters. And that leads me to our next little piece that Owen Schroyer is going to take over. And Alex Jones reporting live from the road. You have the president coming out about this traitorous mayor there in Oakland. You also have Moonbeam Jerry Brown openly with feces all over the streets and hepatitis spreading everywhere and things collapsing. And it's a huge third world cesspit in many areas. It was once a very beautiful state, still is in many areas, with real Californians, real 49ers in horror. And now you've got them saying, oh, we'll let people commit crimes, felonies, robberies, rapes, arson, and we'll let them go. We're talking about MS-13, you name it, and we're going to stand against the federal government when one of the things the federal government is in charge of is the border and is in immigration. And all these other countries, if you were a criminal, they would deport you. But see, not here. And this is globalism elections in. They put mayors and people in charge, and governors. Schwarzenegger, when their global carbon tax failed 7 years ago, or 8 years ago in Copenhagen, he came out and said, I'm leading the UN mayoral and gubernatorial program to immunize cities and states to block this. We will implement it around the federal government, and we will ratify it at the local level. This is the treason. This is true sedition. It's completely illegal. Can you imagine some other cities, other countries, that they pull crap like this? This is these groups taking over in open sedition. So here's the president talking about how disgraceful, I don't think it's a strong enough term, this mayor is.
What the mayor of Oakland did the other day was a disgrace, where they had close to 1,000 people ready to be gotten, ready to be taken off the streets. Many of them, they say 85% of them were criminals and had criminal records. And the mayor of Oakland went out, and she went out and warned them all, scatter. So instead of taking in 1,000, they took in a fraction of that, about 150. And they were all set. This was long in the planning. And she said, get out of here. And she's telling that to criminals. And it's certainly something that we're looking at with respect to her individually. What she did is incredible and very dangerous from the standpoint of ICE and Border Patrol. Very dangerous. She really made law enforcement much more dangerous than it had to be. So we're looking at that situation very carefully.
By the way, they're given judicial warrants for individuals for addresses. It's a different type of warrant, but it's constitutional. It's basically like a maritime or a seizure. That's what the border is a maritime border. And so she said, don't answer the door, don't respond, don't answer questions, and basically resist. So this is criminal racketeering against one of the few things the federal government actually has jurisdiction over. And Trump he's not going after little school kids like CNN says. They'll try to find one or two cases of this person thinks they're going to be deported. Poor little Billy, he's 10 years old and hadn't done anything wrong. That's not who it is. When you see these raids, it's dudes covered in tattoos. There's guns, there's drugs. We all know what it is. And, Trump's been cracking down on that. They're not kicking anybody out. Trump's always said we need to bring in more skilled labor and unskilled labor, but we need to build the economy up so that it doesn't hurt other jobs. So, that's what this comes down to, and it just shows the sedition where, an illegal alien shoots a lady in the back, she dies, he's been deported 4 times, he's had other felonies, the jury lets him go, or the sheriff's department, you see it all the time, hit and run or robbers, they just let him go because it's this weird, sick, gang. The Democrats are such criminals that they're trying to tell Hispanics and Russians or anybody else that's here illegally, you just get to stay here and do whatever you want. As long as you're part of our group, and as long as you pay money to our immigration lawyers, as long as you work in our systems, but they're always catching these second-level coyotes, like in Austin and San Antonio, who are the mayor's brother or the city councilman's sister, and they'll have 14 or 16, depending on the cases, illegals chained up in basements until their families pay more money. Or if somebody doesn't pay the money, they just lock them in an 18-wheeler and 38 people, including 7 children, die.
Hey everybody! I just wanted to break in real quick for an Operation HAL Info Warrior update. Many of you thousands of Operation HAL subscribers are passionate patriots. We can tell because of the comments that you leave in the comment section. But America needs more than just passionate comments from anonymous subscribers. America needs info warriors who are willing to spread information. Believe it or not, us patriots, we are beginning to win the info war. We are on the march and the enemy is on the run. They never anticipated this explosion of social media. The bad guys who are behind the scenes attempting to destroy our republic, they didn't realize that platforms like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook would give voice to those of us who haven't been fooled by the fake news, Project Mockingbird, CIA-ran media. Patriots like you and me now have a level playing field to take part in the war for the soul of our nation. And the good news is, we don't even have to use guns. We can simply use our home computers and laptops, just like I'm doing right now. In fact, the Operation HAL YouTube channel has reached over 73,000 unique individuals just this month. So if you want to get off of the sideline and onto that playing field, we at Operation HAL want to help. We have helped over 18,000 individuals just like you. Learn how to create and distribute content online. It doesn't matter if you're a novice with computers or a pro. Operation HAL is willing to train you for free in our simple techniques that will allow you to have a voice in our nation.
Hey guys, normally at this point in the video we would tell you to email Mackenzie, but unfortunately YouTube is threatening to cancel our Gmail account as well. So if you want to sign up for the free online Info Warrior training, click on the link in the description box below and you can sign up directly for our next boot camp.